I did a random draft order, and Paul is the first draft pick, Bob, and then me. Are we ready to start, boys, for our
Yep.
fourth DFS draft of 2022?
Let's do it.
All right, Paul, take it away.
All right. So that was a really great intro, John. Thank you for explaining it. The time that it took, it did give me some time to do some additional research, which I'm very thankful for, even though this was pretty easy for me.
Yeah, that did take like minutes.
Yeah, it was between Nick Chubb and Devontae Adams, just because Devontae Adams did light up the Chargers in week 1 when he played him, and he's just a stud this year. He's having a great statistical year. But I cannot overlook that sweet, sexy matchup that Chubby's got against the Houston dogshit Texans, who ranked dead last in rushing, dead last in defense, dead last in all that. So I think there's a lot of talent on the wide receiver board, and because I do have a couple turns until I get to pick next, I'm going with who I think is going to have the best day in the running back column, and that's Nicholas, whatever his middle name is, Chubb.
That's a fantastic pick, Paul, because especially the game script, you assume that even if Deshaun Watson comes back at 50% of what he is then the Browns are going to be blowing out the Texans. They're going to be running the ball a lot. So that's a great pick.
Yeah. And they're definitely going to ease Massage Man back into the game, kind of like those girls eased his shoulders into relaxation.
Not just his shoulders.
Not just his shoulders, baby.
I think they eased something else.
Yeah, they definitely eased his plums into,
Now,
but allegedly.
Are you thinking maybe Deshaun Watson takes a little of the rushing attempts away from Nicky Chubb?
Absolutely not. The only thing he's running from is the law, baby. He's not running from anything.
Very good.
Deshaun Watson, this is Deshaun Watson. They're going to be like, listen, but I know you haven't played football in 2 years. You see that guy back there, number 24, the guy built like a refrigerator? Just give him the fucking ball. Wait. That's literally all they're practicing this week.
Dude, Deshaun Watson has to be in our DFS draft next week.
100%.
Okay, perfect.
I won't touch him. I won't draft him.
Dude, if he comes back and lights it up, Paul's going to be eating shit.
I will.
Even that white. I am up. And yeah, Paul, you pretty much did all the heavy lifting for me by picking Nick Chubb. It was going to be between Devontae Adams or Nick Chubb for me. So this is a pretty easy pick. I'm not fully confident in Jamar Chase just yet. Not sure how fully healthy he is. Still want to see at least a game back of him being fully healthy before I take him with my first pick. So I'm going with the sure thing here. I'm going with Devontae Adams. It'll most likely be a high-scoring game. Give me fucking Devontae Adams.
Bobby, you were a big Devontae Adams fan for years in our redraft league. I feel like you always tried to grab him.
I had him that year when him and Rodgers combined, when I had the stack that year. When it was crazy, and I didn't win, obviously, because my team always, if I didn't lose that 1 week in the playoffs, I would have won the championship because my team outscored every team the rest of the way. So it was that 1 week that held me up when they did nothing.
Yeah, no, that was a great stack. Kind of like Deshaun Watson is stacking up lawsuits.
Dude, did you see that 10 of the women that accused him of the sexual assault as sexual harassment and stuff are going to go to the game?
Yeah, they have a suite.
Dude, that's an A+ move by Houston. That is close to when the Atlanta Falcons had Future come to the playoff game against the Seahawks in Atlanta. If you guys remember that, Russell Wilson's current wife has a kid with Future.
Oh, yeah.
And so they invited Future, and he was on the sideline the entire game. I don't know the outcome, but obviously that's hilarious now that we're a Russell Wilson hating podcast.
Yep. So, John, now you have the third pick, and you get the wraparound as well. So 2 picks in a row for you.
Yeah.
John's concerned. He's like, do I take Jamar Chase this early coming off?
No, John is so horny for Jamar Chase and Tua. It's not even funny.
He is. He really is. I've never seen someone married to a player like Jamar Chase. I like John's married to Jamar Chase.
So I'm stuck between Aaron Jones, who's questionable. That's what I really don't want to use my first round pick on someone who's questionable right now. But he has been practicing. He's just been limited. So I think he'll play. And he's been having some pretty good games the last 3 weeks against good defenses. Oh, and he dominated Chicago in the beginning of the year. Okay. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Aaron Jones at Chicago. And if Aaron Rodgers plays, Aaron Rodgers owns Chicago, which means that he'll probably be throwing the ball to Aaron Jones. And if Jordan Love plays, he'll probably be handing the ball off to Aaron Jones. So sounds like a win-win to me. I'm going to go Aaron Jones as my first round pick.
All right.
And as my second round pick, I am going to go with Jalen Waddle against San Francisco. Now, San Francisco's defense is very good. However, the Niners, they haven't really been playing against highly offensive powered teams. And when they did, they played the Chiefs and they gave up like 40 points. And I'm not saying Tua is Mahomes, but the receivers on the Dolphins are better than the receivers on the Chiefs. So as long as Tua can find open receivers, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Now that you brought that up, I'm curious. I know I don't follow the Dolphins that closely. I'm curious, who have the Dolphins been like just dominating against? Have they played anyone really noteworthy where it's like, whoa, these guys are really fucking good?
Yeah, they beat the
Cowboys?
Bills. They beat the Ravens, which is not that cool to say anymore.
The Bucs.
Everybody beats us. I mean, they beat Minnesota.
I'm saying like more defense wise, not just like have they played good defense all year, really? Buffalo earlier in the year?
I can't see it on Sleeper. That's annoying.
Yeah. So you're talking about how's Miami's defense been doing essentially?
No. Who have Jalen Waddle?
The good defenses, who have the Dolphins beat?
Jalen Waddle. They beat the Jets, the Ravens, the Bills, Pittsburgh, Detroit.
They didn't beat the Jets.
They did not beat the Jets.
Even though they had Teddy Bridge and then he was knocked out and then it was Skylar Thompson. But
yeah, I was going to say some of those games were without Tua, so it's like hard to really grasp.
Yeah, Tua is undefeated.
This will definitely be a big test for them. And I'm curious to see how Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle will fare against, I think, what a lot of people would say is the best defense in the NFL. So that'll be interesting. So that leaves it up to me. And I'm deciding between two players right now. And they're both on the same team and they're both at the same position.
Oh, do it.
Is it going to be Jamar Chase or T. Higgins against the Chiefs? I think we're all expecting it to be a shootout. Although I do feel like when everyone expects a shootout, it doesn't end up being a shootout. But
yeah,
it's Burrow versus Mahomes. I feel like each team has to score like 30-plus points. Do I want to take the gamble and go Jamar Chase?
That low-key could be the game of the year. Like an AFC Championship rematch from last year?
Yeah. Oh, my God, that's right. That was a great game.
That was a good game.
Actually, yeah, you know what? We're playing to win the fucking week. Who are we kidding? Who am I kidding? I'm going Jamar Chase.
Nice, dude.
I think assuming that he does play and there's not too many limitations, him and Joe Burrow are boys, I'm feeling a welcome back touchdown. He's missed a good amount of time. And it's fucking time now. Jamar Chase, welcome to the fucking squad, especially with Davante Adams. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's an amazing stack.
Yeah, I hope for just not even this draft. Like, obviously, this is all for fun. But I just hope for just our football fans that Jamar Chase is on that field because a fully healthy Bengals and a fully healthy Chiefs is just going to be an awesome game to watch. Are they the 1 o'clock game? Are they 1 o'clock or are they later?
I guarantee you with how the NFL works, they're like 4.
I hope they're like at 4 because I'm going to the Ravens game and then I'm sprinting to the bar crying and rooting for Mahomes to beat the Bengals so the Ravens can stay in first place. Although if the Ravens lose to the Broncos, I don't know what I'm going to – I think you have to fire Greg
You're going
Roman.
to dominate the Broncos.
I really hope we do.
Oh, you guys, you literally should just go into hibernation if you can't beat the Broncos.
Dude, what if this is the game Russell Wilson just like shows that he's worth all that money?
Dude, I will. If we lose against the Broncos, I guarantee you somebody gets fired, whether it's Harbaugh or whether it's our offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, you guys
Somebody's
still have a
getting
winning
fired.
record. No one's going to get fired if you have a winning record.
No, trust me. When you're used to like winning, you fire people when you slip up, dude.
Yeah, you are used to winning in the regular season, aren't you?
Yeah, they're really used to winning in the regular season.
They're so good in the regular season.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck you guys. All right, so the Eagles are good for, they literally catch lightning in a bottle 10 years ago, and it's the end of the world. Now they're pretty good again. And the Jets haven't had a winning record
Paul,
since.
make your
who knows?
pick. Paul, make your pick. Quit stalling.
I'm not stalling because this is easy. It's T. Higgins. I'm just taking the other guy.
All right. I
Okay.
like it. I like it.
So those
Oh,
are my
yeah.
safe. Those are my safe picks. My boys that are safe.
Oh,
And that
Paul.
does leave some stuff open.
I know who I want to take. I'm praying to God you don't take him.
Yeah, I really want him.
Are you guys talking about Dalvin Cook? Is that who you're waiting for?
I don't know, Paul.
Because I don't like that matchup.
Dude, it's up to you, bro. It's your pick.
Dude, I might be just like a little salty homer right here and do something crazy.
Oh, no. I know what you're going to do.
Salty, don't tell me you're going to pick Gus.
No, he's not.
No.
It's a different type of homer. It's a fantasy homer.
Dude.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, you know what?
Do
We're
it.
having fun here.
No! Don't
Do
do it.
I'm going to take Rachaad White.
Oh, I said that I think I've never seen someone love a fantasy player more than John loves Jamar Chase. I think you love Rachaad White more than anyone. Like,
Dude, I'm drafting him in every league next year.
we can't record without Rachaad White's name being mentioned on this podcast.
Yeah, it used to be that we can't record without talking about the Seahawks. That has just transitioned into Rachaad White.
Yep.
Dude, how do you hate a guy who's a rookie who catches a shit ton of passes and runs really well?
That was the drunkest thing you've ever said on this podcast.
Paul's acting like Rachaad White is Kareem Hunt in his rookie year.
Dude.
Might be.
Oh,
all right, well,
dude, it looks so good with Rachaad White right there.
You're up to me now, and you did not take the person that I wanted, and I'm gonna go with the same position that I've drafted over the past 2 rounds, and this guy's been sitting on the board for a couple weeks now. We've been talking shit on him. I've been talking shit on him because he's on my redraft team. Basically was out the entire year up until last week, pretty much, when he got a full game in. And that is Keenan Allen against the Raiders. Welcome to the squad.
He finally gets drafted. Let's
put him in the flex. Put him in the flex. Oh, reliable. And I just love my wide receiver group right now. I love my team right now. We got some depth at the running back position. Tight end is a crapshoot. And even the quarterback position is pretty deep this week. So I'm loving my team right now.
Bob, you talk about me loving Rachaad White and John loving Jamar Chase.
We
You
all have a
love Keenan Allen.
I love Keenan Allen when he plays.
Yeah, I love a nice 12 points.
Hell of a matchup, too, against the Raiders.
Exactly. Yep.
Dude, tons of divisional matchups this week. I love when this happens. No response there. Okay.
No, I enjoy it too, John.
Yeah, John. Divisional matchups are great.
Thank you. All right, so I actually like the Dalvin Cook matchup. The Jets have been in like the middle tier in terms of giving up points to the running backs. And Dalvin Cook has not had a good 2 weeks. I think he's due. And the last time he went against a middle tier defense against the run was the Buffalo Bills, and Dalvin Cook went off for 24 points. So I don't know if there's a pattern there, but I'm going to go off of it. Dalvin Cook is going to come to my squad. And honestly, Jets-Vikings is going to be a good game. I was about to say they're going to cook the Jets, but I will take that back because I can see the Jets winning this game.
These ain't the same old Jets, boys.
I know. I can see the Jets winning. Don't get me wrong.
Especially with Mike fucking White at quarterback.
So Dalvin Cook is on my team. And another player who hasn't been doing too hot
I think I know who you're going.
is on the board. He was considered a tier 1 receiver before the draft, but he hasn't been doing anything crazy this year. But the Miami defense gives up a fair amount of points to the receiver position, and it's going to be a shootout of a game, I think. Whether it's a shootout in terms of passing or just a shootout in terms of scoring, I tend to lean more towards that. I think CMC is going to have a great game against the Dolphins. You know who I'm talking about. I'm drafting Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is going to be my 4th pick, and he's going to go off against the Dolphins. So right now, my team is looking like Aaron Jones, Jalen Waddle, Dalvin Cook, and Deebo Samuel. Bobby's team, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, with another pick to go in the 4th round. For Paul, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, Rashad White with another pick to go in the 4th round. And what we're looking at, actually, I'll do a Paul, can you do the review after the 4th round here of who we have left?
I think I can manage it.
All right, sounds good. Bob, you are up. I know I didn't give you that much time. Are you ready?
Yep. I was thinking of picking a certain player, but I know the rules are different this week, so I'm holding off on him because I'm afraid that he may get stolen from me. So I'm going to wait to steal him from someone. So I'm not picking him in this round. And I need to fill in some positions here. I have my 2 wide receivers. I have my flex with Keenan Allen. I'm going to fill a running back slot right now. And I'm going to go with David Montgomery against the Packers. The Packers haven't been that good this year. Defense is underwhelmed. The Bears actually have a pretty good run game for being the Bears. Packers are more susceptible to the run than they are to the pass. So give me David Montgomery, even though he's never been a guy that I have a lot of confidence in fantasy.
He is the workhorse, though. So
Yeah.
it really helps when Khalil Herbert's out. So Bob adds David Montgomery onto his team. Hopefully the game script does not make... Oh, is Justin Fields playing this week?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
I think he's questionable. He's not out.
I'm honestly surprised he wasn't like out for the year. That hit looked nasty, or like whatever happened to him looked like it was really grotesque, but
I missed it.
Justin Fields did participate in a limited practice today.
Okay. He'll play. Honestly, if Justin Fields doesn't play, that might help David Montgomery's case even more.
Yeah, so it's up to me now. I got 2 picks back to back. Got 4 and 5. And honestly, right now, guys, I know you've noticed, we're drinking a little bit of wine. We're having a little bit of fun. I am just feeling super, super hype right now about it. I just want to draft like an all-hype team. So I'm going to ride the rookie train, man. I'm going to keep going down this line, and I'm going to take George Pickens at Atlanta.
I like
Wow. He has had like season award-winning catches this year.
Dude, he is just been an absolute blessing to watch play football.
Yeah, you want to talk about passing the eye test. It's George Pickens.
Yeah, I'm going to be really sad if somebody takes him from me because I traded him in redraft this year, week 2, because I was desperate for a quarterback after Dak got hurt.
Oh, Paul. Always with the desperate trades.
Looking back now, I wish I would have never done it, but Derek Carr did salvage me a couple games, couple wins here and there.
What was the trade again?
With that playoff team you got, right?
Yeah, I know.
Was it Pickens for Derek Carr, straight up?
Yeah, straight up. After week 1, because I traded in the JT, I'm like, listen, like I know Pickens hasn't done anything, and Trubisky was the quarterback at the time, and like they weren't making a change. So I was like, I know this is like, you're making this trade just because Pickens could be your keeper, and I'm making the trade because I need a decent quarterback. And so it didn't work out, but that's how we do it. We roll the dice. And
so
then,
no one has drafted a tight end or a quarterback yet. Paul, before you pick, do you mind going over the players that are still available for our audio listeners?
Yes, absolutely, John. Thank you for reminding me. So we have all 4 quarterbacks still left on the board. We got Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Jared Goff and Derek Carr. At the running back position, we have Jeff Wilson, Zonovan Bam Bam Knight, Kyron Williams, A.J. Dillon, and my guy Gus the Bus Edwards. At tight end, we have all 4 tight ends still. David Njoku, Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau, and Pat Freiermuth. The Muth is loose. And then at wide receiver, we have Elijah Moore, Mac Hollins, Zay Jones, Traylon Burks, and Jacoby Myers.
Still a decent, good crop of players,
Well,
honestly.
when are you going to draft Gus Edwards? Is it going to be the 5th or the 6th round?
It's not going to be this round, but please don't take him either because I love me some Gus the Bus.
You're gonna put him as your you would need him as your flex, Paul.
That's fine, dude. I would love to have a bus in my flex. That's sick.
Nice, I like it.
But I'm going to be, I know John mentioned earlier, quarterbacks and tight ends have not been taken yet. So I'm again going to throw a little bit of a wild card here. I'm going to grab Jared Goff against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Whoa, who is he going to throw the ball to?
I believe he is going to be a good. Wait, are those receivers hurt? That sucks if they are.
Dude, I think the Rams are tanking.
Oh, John, that's that. Okay,
The
I
Rams
didn't
are
understand
tanking.
that
They
until
don't have
now.
their picks.
Don't
That's a
worry,
good
Paul. No
joke,
one can
John.
steal that pick. No, I really
That's a-
do think the Rams are tanking.
Dude, they
Dog,
don't have
Jared
their-
Goff plays for the Lions.
You can't.
Oh my god, I'm such a fucking idiot.
Dude, I thought you were like making a joke, but you were.
Dude,
I was like, dude, they started that one guy last week. They started Byron Pringle last week. Why are you taking Goff?
God damn it, dude. I go away for 1 week and I just forget all things fantasy. Oh,
Is it me now? It's
I
me.
will not cut that out. I'm an honest person anyway. All right. I'm an idiot. I should probably lose 2 points. But
John, I thought you were just. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't register that you were talking about Goff on the Rams.
yeah, I doubled down too. I was like, I don't know how you guys
Dude,
don't.
I
see that,
gave you a
but clearly
chance.
can.
I gave you a chance to say you were joking, or like a chance for you to correct yourself, because I thought you were truly joking. Because it's not only just been this year. Last year, Jared Goff was traded. It's not even this year thing.
Hasn't been on the Rams for 2 years.
John Kerner was like, and Paul gets the Super Bowl MVP from last year, Jared Goff.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna put my fucking money where my mouth is. In this case, it's not money. It's more like fantasy respect. And for those of you that didn't listen or watch my TikTok video today, go watch it because I'm about to pick the player that I mentioned in the video. And I'm going with Kyron Williams of the Rams, the tanking Rams that John thinks Jared Goff is still on. And pretty easy explanation for this. We all know the Rams are terrible. We all know they're banged up and everything like that. They're going against Seattle, who's been surprisingly really good this year and still holding up is pretty good. So I expect Seattle to be leading pretty much the entire time this game. Kyron Williams is known for his pass catching abilities. So I'm expecting him to catch 5 balls at least. And that could probably get him to 10, 11 points. And that's really all I'm looking for from my RB2 position. Not looking for him to go off or anything like that. Just a good game. Not a great game, a good game.
All right.
Was Kyron Williams working at Home Depot to start the year?
Went to Notre Dame.
I was making a bad joke.
No,
Yeah, who was that one guy for the Broncos who like literally was working a sales job somewhere and they're like, "We need you to play quarterback." He's like, what?
Are you talking about Kurt? Are you talking about Kurt Warner?
Yeah, Kurt
No,
Warner.
it was the guy last year. His name was like
Russell
I forget.
Wilson.
Yeah, dude. Russell Wilson should be working at Home Depot.
He
Stooge.
probably, yeah, seriously.
There's
He
nothing wrong with working at Home Depot, by the way, for anybody who works at Home Depot.
Absolutely not. It's better than Lowe's.
Huh?
It's not.
I'm a Home Depot guy.
I'm a Lowe's. No, I actually do go to Home Depot more than Lowe's, but I hate it. Lowe's is better.
Everybody's so nice at Home Depot.
Oh, what? I get the worst customer service at mine.
You're going to the wrong Home Depot, buddy.
Clearly.
Pennsylvania.
All right.
All those people are miserable in Pennsylvania. That's
Yeah, everyone's so sad because it's not sunny and 80 all the time.
sunny and 70.
All right, so I'm stuck between quarterback and honestly tight end here because David Njoku has an amazing matchup. It's just he has a new quarterback. I don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to find him. I'm a little worried about that. When we were picking our tight ends, I was like, David Njoku is going on my team. Because quite honestly, I'm not I don't really like, well, Pat Freiermuth, maybe. All right, so I'm thinking David Njoku, or honestly, the Tua Jalen Waddle stack sounds pretty nice. I'm risking, if Tua sucks, Jalen Waddle sucks. So I may stay away from the stack. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get Zay Jones against the Swiss Cheese Lions.
I like that.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the Lions quarterback is Jared Goff, which has nothing to do with this pick, but just in case anyone thought maybe he's still on the Rams, he's not. He's
There's
on
got to
the
be
Lions.
somebody out there who thought he was still in the Rams.
Now, I have 2 wide receiver 2s as my wide receivers. I'm not a big fan because Jalen Waddle plays behind Tyreek and Zay Jones plays.
Waddle's a wide receiver 1. Come on.
He is, but he's probably the second look, right?
Yeah, sure. You mean in like on the
Yes.
Dolphins roster?
Yeah, exactly. And Zay Jones is the second wide receiver on the Jaguars. So I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, but Zay Jones had a great week last week, and Waddle he didn't do anything crazy last week, right? He didn't go off.
He got like 15 points.
I know Tua got like 15 points, so I wouldn't expect Jalen to go crazy. Yeah, my wide receivers are a little shaky, but I do like Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones as my running back. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put on my mask. I'm going to break into Paul's team, and I'm going to steal Rashad White.
No!
Oh,
no!
Nice.
So Rashad White, you can come to me, which means Paul gets to draft someone from the board. So Paul, I can give you a little bit of time here.
Yeah, give Paul a little bit. He has some mourning to do.
Dude, you couldn't take anybody else but him?
Sorry, dude. I really like Rashad White's matchup. I was going to steal him in the 3rd round, and I was like, I'm going to take some players first so that you don't pick any of them either. I really thought this one out. I've been planning to steal him from the moment you took him.
I thought if I reached on Rashad White, you guys would forget he was there.
Paul
No, I have it all in front of me.
Paul is shook now, John. You just shook Paul's whole fucking world.
I am very sad right now. And not to go off on a tangent, but you guys saw Spotify did their rap today?
Yeah.
So apparently my morning playlist is Hype Lit Sad Boy.
What?
I don't know what it means. It's some
What,
millennial
bullshit.
bullshit.
Like a genre of each, like
it's
music?
just Spotify took what I listen to in the morning and considers it like Hype Lit Sad Boy, which completely is perfect for what just happened. I drafted Rashad White. I was hype and I was lit.
And now you're sad boy.
Now I'm just sad boy. Oh, all right. So I know we didn't really clarify this, but the guy that I draft now cannot be stolen because he was replacing my stolen person, or
yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with that.
All right. I'm missing an RB2. So I'm going to go with
Paul. I know who you're going to go with. If you go with another guy, you'll regret it.
And I lose my takeaway power up.
Yep. John has used his steal. He can't steal anyone else.
I can flea flick.
Yep. He could swap, but it will have to be approved by the mediator.
Yes?
Yeah.
Will.
So, you know what? I'm not going to take a running back to refill this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tight end. So I'm going to ride the matchup game. And I know that John kind of argued about this earlier and mentioned that there's a new quarterback in town and they don't know what they're going to do. But a tight end is a quarterback's best friend, especially when you have an ultra athletic one. You got a bad matchup. I don't know how much Deshaun has been throwing to Amari Cooper, but I'm going to take Njoku here for the upside. I know I have Chubb, but I think
Paul takes Njoku after talking shit on Deshaun Watson for the past
Dude, week. I think Deshaun Watson's going to suck, but I don't need Deshaun Watson to play well for Njoku to have a decent game.
Yeah, that's true. You just need like a touchdown, really.
I'm
I
only
just need
saying
him to
because I
pepper him
want.
with some like checkdowns. That's all I need.
I'm only saying that because I wanted Njoku. That's why.
That's fine. And I'm sorry that I spoiled that for you, Bob, but I am just so heartbroken over Rashad White right now.
It's fine. I think I'll be able to survive. So, Paul, you make another pick again.
No, Bob, you're up now.
It's my turn now. Oh, okay. Cool.
The sixth pick.
With my sixth pick, I only have two options now. My running backs, my wide receivers, and my flex are all filled up. So it's quarterback or a tight end here. And I'm going to go with the best matchup that I think there is from the tight end position. I'm going to go with Pratt Freiermuth of the Steelers against the Falcons. Not a big Moreau guy. I picked him up in one of my other leagues. He hasn't done shit even since Waller went down. Juwan Johnson just laid a goose egg last week, and even though the Bucs have underwhelmed this year, their defense is still pretty good, and I just don't trust Andy Dalton. I trust Kenny Pickett against a mediocre Atlanta defense more.
Nice. All right. So, Paul, you are now up again. You have the running back and the flex to fill. So, you could double down on running backs. You could get a running back and a wide receiver.
Yeah, so this is actually super easy for me. I'm going to steal Dalvin Cook from John.
I knew that was going to happen the second I stole. I knew it.
You shouldn't have touched Rashad White, dude.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen because Dalvin Cook's clearly going to do better than Rashad White, and I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I'm just going to do it. God damn
John,
it.
if you would have left Rashad White alone, I wouldn't have touched Dalvin Cook. But here you are.
Crazy. All right, so that means that I get the pick now.
Yep.
Oh, this is getting interesting. I like how we're doing this. So Paul lost Rashad White, and he gets Dalvin Cook. That seems like a fair trade-off. And he also took the tight end that I would have taken. I know Bob's going to go after a quarterback this round, so I think I need to take a quarterback here. It's just who's going to do better, Dak Prescott at home against the Colts, who have been playing fairly good defense this year, or do I do the Tua Tagovailoa Jalen Waddle stack against San Francisco, who I'm not worried that San Francisco has the number one defense right now. Dak Prescott, dude, he has not been doing anything crazy. The most points he scored was against the shitty Bears, and he got 25 points.
Oh, only 25. Yeah, that's not good.
Well, Tua's ceiling is higher than that.
Is it?
Yes, it is. And Tua's ceiling is 40.
What? Would he have that 1 week? Who was he playing?
Okay, fine. 30, 24, 23. Does that do it?
Dak Prescott has played way less games than Tua.
I think he's played 1 or 2 less games than Tua.
I don't know, John. The matchup just doesn't speak to me. But hey, you do you, bro.
Yeah, I definitely am not a fan of...
You also don't like the Cowboys, so...
I also just don't like the stack. It's just, what do I do here? Bob, who are you going to pick a quarterback?
Oh, yeah. Derek Carr. Oh, maybe I can get the stack with Davante Adams. So
maybe it is smart for me to just wait because then I don't have to make a stupid decision. I can just say, hey, it was either him or Derek Carr. All right, so I'm going to do it. Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle are going to go absolutely bonkers against the 49ers. And I got to do it. I was going to change my mind. I can't. Okay, Tua Tagovailoa, welcome to the squad. All right, for our audio listeners here, because I stole Rashad White from Paul, he stole Dalvin Cook from me, which forced Paul to get David Njoku in the third round, and I chose Tua Tagovailoa in the third round, which technically means I have the highest scoring player projection-wise in the third round, so you guys can suck it.
Yeah. John, none of this could have happened if you just left Rashad White alone. I wasn't going to touch Dalvin Cook.
I know. All right. Tua's off the board, which means Paul is up for the beginning of the 7th round. Paul, how about you do another quick review of who's on board?
Sure. So who we have left? We have quarterbacks Dak Prescott and Derek Carr. The running back position, we have Jeff Wilson, Zonovan Bam Bam Knight, A.J. Dillon, and Gus Edwards. Tight ends, we have Juwan Johnson and Foster Moreau. And at wide receiver, we have Elijah Moore, Mac Hollins, Traylon Burks, and Jacoby Myers.
So, Paul, what are you going to do here?
I am actually going to take full advantage of my power-ups. And I'm going to swap somebody with Bobby.
I think I know exactly what you're going to do. And
Yeah,
I'm
so do I.
I'm probably okay with it, honestly.
John, you're the moderator. You're the arbitrator. So I'm going to offer George Pickens and 3
Yep,
points for Keenan Allen.
No, you say who you're going to swap. I get to decide the handicap points.
No, you don't.
Oh, you get
No, John just gets
No.
to approve it.
Oh, okay.
Prove or disprove it, and then me and Paul could negotiate more if John doesn't agree.
Okay. All right. So George Pickens and 3 points for Keenan Allen. Wow.
I want 5.
So George.
I won't go higher than 3. So
Well, So George Pickens. Let me go into our Week 13 projections at wide receiver.
Go just off projections, John.
George Pickens is projected 11.5 points against the Falcons. And Keenan Allen, is he a top 15? Okay. So again, it's still a 3-point advantage either way in terms of projections. They're both going against offenses that give up crazy amounts of points to the receiver position. Now, Keenan Allen last week and the week before against Kansas City, double digits, looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and approve the original offer by Paul.
I think that's very fair. I think that's more than fair.
George Pickens and 3 points for Keenan Allen.
You're a piece of shit.
Approved.
I think that's very fair, Bob. I mean, Pickens can go nuts
at all. It's not egregious. It's definitely not egregious. But Keenan Allen is a proven commodity, and Mike Williams still isn't healthy. Going against a Swiss cheese defense, I definitely think Keenan Allen's going to outscore Pickens this week.
Well, Josh Palmer is going to take Mike Williams' spot. He takes targets too.
Yeah, well, Keenan Allen has Justin Herbert. But no, John, you're just a projections guy. That's okay, though.
Dude, I think it's fair. It's a third rounder. It's a third rounder versus a fourth rounder.
No, John, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it.
Paul, either I'm doing it or you're doing it. Pick one.
I just did it.
You took mine away, but whatever.
Because you were hovering over the 7th spot.
All right, dude.
All right. Why are you getting so mad at me?
No, just Bob said that I suck at moderating.
Dude, I think that was a perfect.
Of course you think it's perfect. You offered.
Dude, I think it's perfect too, though. That's
John, you looked in this sleeper app for a second. You're like, yeah, that's fair.
Dude, all right, Bob, let's hear your case for why it should be 2 extra points given to you. Let's hear this one. Why should it be
better quarterback?
Okay.
That's at least worth a point or 2. I was going to counter with 4 and be like, let's meet in the middle at 4. But you were like, oh, dude, that's fair. Let's do 3.
What I think is that Kenny Pickett is going to be throwing the ball to the receivers more. Like Austin Eckler takes targets away from the receivers. So I thought about that. They're both going against Swiss cheese defenses in terms of.
I don't think you thought about it that much at all, to be honest.
Okay.
John, I think you thought a perfect amount.
Me too. It was like a nice 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. Keenan Allen is not the target hog he once was, and George Pickens has, I think, a better upside than Keenan. I think that's very fair to say.
Not that fair. What's the most points? I'm going based off track record here. Better quarterback, better offense.
I think track record's not fair. George Pickens is a rookie.
Another factor working against Pickens.
Not really. There's plenty of rookies that are better than Keenan Allen this year.
Pickens has put up 18, 14, 18, and 11 in 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, Paul just did you a favor, dude.
I think, looking at this, I think I might have just did you a favor.
Did me a favor. Keenan Allen's just working himself back from an injury. He's only going to keep getting better. But hey, if you did do me a favor, then that's all good. But I'd still rather have Keenan Allen, and John's just a piece of shit. But
so Paul actually gets another pick here.
Yeah, so I still have my 7th pick here. I need to fill out my flex spot. I'm going to stay in this game that we have right now, and that's the Raiders-Chargers game that we've just been talking about. And I'm going to go Mac Hollins, kind of a waiver wire guy. I think that he's been getting some decent looks. He's been getting some targets.
Matt Collins it is. Not a big fan of Matt Collins, but he has been putting up flexible points, I guess, in the past couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, he's put up 11 and 16.
Uh-oh, Bob's not talking.
No, I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna do next.
And so, just to recap, since my team is done, because I've used my power-ups and I've had power-ups used against me. So, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, Njoku, Keenan Allen, and Dalvin Cook are all off limits from power-ups because they were acquired or picked up from a power-up. So, my team is pretty much set unless you guys want Rams legend Jared Goff or Mac Hollins.
No, I don't want anyone from your piece of shit teams, honestly.
John, I feel bad for you because Bob's about to go nuts on both of his power-ups.
Dude, that's
No,
what you
John-
get for using your
John-
power up first.
John literally doesn't have anyone on his team that I would want. I'd maybe want Rashad White, but again, he can't be touched. Debo has been pretty mediocre all year. I don't really trust Zay Jones compared to the other players that I have.
Kyron Williams, right. Yeah, Zay Jones.
You don't have a quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bob does need a quarterback.
I do need a quarterback, and I was thinking I was going to go Dak, but you know what? Since John decided that he wanted to be a piece of shit, I'm going to increase my upside in this case, and I'm going Derek Carr this week.
Whoa!
Get me that Derek Carr and Devontae Adams stack. Devontae Adams, I don't believe scored a touchdown last week. I look for that to change this week. Chargers and Raiders should be a relatively high-scoring game. I figured that Devontae Adams will probably at least get a touchdown. And unless Derek Carr gets hurt, there's no other person that's going to be throwing Devontae Adams the ball.
Wow, this is awesome. So we have 3 players that carried over get drafted. Pat the Moose Muth. Is that Pat the Moose? Pat
the Muth is Luth.
Derek Carr and Keenan Allen. And we also have 3 stacks. Paul with the Nick Chubb and David Njoku stack. That's not like a really crazy stack.
That's not like a cool stack.
Yeah, the crazy ones would be Derek Carr and Devontae Adams for Bob's team, and Tua T and Jalen Dubs on my team. So I am left with the 7th and final pick of the draft, and I have to draft a tight end. I do have a flea flicker that I'm able to do here, but I would only want David Njoku, and I can't do it. So I need to think here. Do I go with the up and coming guy in Juwan Johnson, who had 3 double-digit points in a row, weeks 9 through 11, and a ceiling of 20 points in week 7 against Arizona. Ooh, I kind of like that so far. And then Foster Moreau, not a big fan, especially after seeing Paul's reaction. Yeah, Chargers, Raiders. It's probably going to be a shootout. Oh man, this is a risk, but at the same time, I'm probably deciding between like 2 or 3 points. So it really comes down to my other players. I will say Foster Moreau plays in almost every single snap on the Raiders, which is nice. And Juwan Johnson plays somewhere around like the 60 to 70% range.
And I think Foster Moreau's on a better offense, if that means anything.
Yeah, it's just Andy Dalton, security blanket, Juwan Johnson against the Buccaneers, and it's a divisional matchup. You might have to play like chess here. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to get Juwan Johnson on my team. Juwan Johnson, I just heard about you an hour ago. I've never heard of you, but you're on my team. Congrats, Juwan Johnson. I'm not too happy, but I don't think I would be super happy either if I had Foster Moreau. So our teams are complete.